We must constantly look at things in a different way.
The Healthcare Education Transformation Podcast was created by two physical therapists out of the desire to learn more about the different educational roles in physical therapy and healthcare, and how healthcare education works by talking with educational leaders and people with different perspectives within physical therapy and across interdisciplinary lines on how education can be improved to disrupt the status quo of healthcare education. This is our journey, and thanks for listening. Are you a third-year physical therapy student that excels on tests when you have study guides, checklists, and deadlines? With all of the information available about how to prepare for the NPTE, it's easy to get disorganized and not feel prepared going into the big day. NPTE Prep Success is an online course that provides PT students easy-to-use study guides and step-by-step guidance through the NPTE preparation. To learn more, visit kylericeprep.com. Thank you again all for your continued support, and now for the show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Healthcare Education Transformation Podcast's Teach Me Something Tuesday. This one actually comes from an old professor and mentor of mine, somebody who I look up to greatly and have followed his journey for many, many years. He says that the transition to academia is a difficult one, and I don't think I quite understood this when I was in my EDD program, or even considering the EDD program. Otherwise, I may not have done it. For me, it really just seemed like a logical progression. Finish the doctorate of physical therapy, go on to get a terminal degree, work my clinical days until I can't, and then retire into a cushy tenure position somewhere teaching on the coast, either the East Coast or somewhere down in the Gulf of Mexico area there in Texas. But it's not that easy. It's not all rainbows and unicorns and Skittles. Realistically, there's a lot that has to be done in preparation, not only to obtain a position in academia, but then to further your career in academia. And I think what he meant when he said that it was not an easy transition, just getting a job in academia takes a ton of flexibility to begin with. You've either got to be really well networked in and around your local community or willing to move across the country to wherever the jobs are. Now, luckily, there's a couple of programs that are kind of transitioning to a hybrid program where you can teach from home online and then fly into the university as needed for laboratories. But that being said, you know, if you haven't been doing your due diligence in networking and you haven't been reaching out for every teaching opportunity that you possibly can, whether it be a lab TA or a guest lecturer or even an adjunct position, there's a strong chance that people won't even know who you are and give you that chance to teach. So you've got to start early. You know, you've got to start networking as much as you can. Academia kind of seems to be a little bit of an old boys club. You know, it's who you know, and you know, the good old boys will help the people they know move up the chain. And unfortunately, there's a large wave of retirements coming up in the world of physical therapy academia, and you know, they're going to need jobs. They're going to need people to refer to positions. And if you're not out there doing your legwork now to shake hands and kiss babies and get to know people and show that you're willing to put in the effort and the work in order to get one of these positions, it's going to be hard to get a position. That being said, once you're in academia, you don't just show up for your class and teach and then go home and that's it. There's a lot of duties that need to be done that a lot of people don't consider when they are considering academia as a position. Some of those are student issues, right? Students may come to you, A, because they don't understand something in your class or something that you taught or something that somebody else taught maybe. But B, they may just have life issues. Now is the perfect time with coronavirus and everything going around. people are being affected in a lot of different ways. So students may look up to you and may come to you for guidance and for questions and to just pick your brain. And you've got to be there for that. There's office hours. You've got to be there in order to help students out with whatever course you may be teaching at the time. Plus, there's a lot of committees and a lot of board chairs and things that need to be done, on top of faculty meetings. There's just a lot of things that need to be considered when thinking about making the leap into academia. And then once you're in there, in order to excel, you've got to continue to push yourself. If you really want to try to get some form of tenure job, which is hard enough to do because tenure's dying, you've got to push yourself to really find ways to excel, whether that be poster presentations or guest lectures at conferences or putting on presentations for conferences, whatever it may be. Depending on if you're at an R1 research university, right? You may have to continue to do research and publish. That's pretty common, right? Publish or perish. We've heard that before. So it is a very difficult transition into the world of academia, and so I give credit to those who have done it and who have done it for a long time and done it very successfully. Will I be one of those? I don't know yet. The jury is still out for me, but I do know that I'm experiencing how tough it is and how competitive it is to truly get a job in academia and then excel at it. So hope you enjoyed that Teach Me Something Tuesday, and I hope you guys will consider whether or not academia is right for you.
Access to healthcare is one of the largest issues facing both providers and patients, as millions of people worldwide lack timely and affordable access to healthcare. Anywhere Healthcare, a telehealth platform, is a simple, low-cost option for providers and patients that eliminates the barriers to access to all kinds of healthcare. To find out more, check out anywhere.healthcare, which is available in our show notes. And if you use the code HET in all caps when you email to sign up, you'll save 25% off the total cost. Thank you for attending class today, and we hope that you learned something and gained value from the content.
If you'd like to schedule office hours with us, feel free to add us on Twitter at HET Podcast, on Instagram, HET Podcast, on Facebook, the Healthcare Education Transformation Podcast, and the homepage, healthcareeducationtransformationpodcast.com.
And for those of you following along in the syllabus, extra credit can be obtained by liking us, sharing us, and leaving a review.
Let's continue our journey up Mount Educational Success as lifelong learners.